Hello, this is Pat Walker of Mission Winners. We're going to step it up a little bit this weekend, and from now on, this is the way we're going to do it. We're going to look at the ETFs. We do that every weekend, but we're going to make it a little bit better and better for you, okay? What are we going to do? We're going to have weekly charts on the left, daily charts on the right. There will be things that we see in the daily that we won't see in the weekly, and there will be things that we see in the weekly that we won't see in the daily. All right, this is what I do when I look at the stocks always, by the way. I always have weekly on the left and daily on the right. Love it. So let's take it from the top. You can say, why are we doing this? It's really simple. We want to see where the strength is in the market, where there could be potential strength in the market, where there is weakness starting, or where there's definite weakness. It helps guide us. Folks, think about this. Be really pragmatic. You've got a limited amount of time. You've got a limited amount of money. Why don't you buy the best of the best stocks in the best industry groups? There we go. So let's take it from there. Genomic revolution. How about that? Going sideways. Falling 50-day. Needs to push through here. Here's one plus. Slight pickup in volume. But here's the negatives. Some serious selling volume right here. You see that? Big red bar. Big red bar. Okay? That's weekly. That's weekly. So what do we need to see? Push through this line here on the daily. Right there. And do it on heavy volume. But please note, the 50-day looms, so it's got to thrust through that on volume. Let's move on to the next one. Ark Innovation. Okay, this is a hot ETF, and it has been a hot ETF. A lot of people talk about it. Runs up, pulls back, chopping around here a little bit. Serious selling here, serious selling here. Good volume here, good buying. Some selling, rallies up. It's just chopping around. What's it need to do? See on the right-hand side, the daily needs to push through those tops. Here it is on the weekly, this top and this top. Here it is on the daily. Needs to push through those, and that'll also be lifting through the 50-day. And needs to do it on volume. Until then, leave it alone. Cloud computing. Great run here. We were involved with cloud computing stocks doing all this. Now it's just kind of chopping around. Could be forming a little cup and handle right here, and I'll draw it for you, okay? Watch this. Or a downward sloping trend line, however you want to look at it. Right there. What catches our eyes? You can say, Patrick, this is a really good bar. Look at that volume. This is what we do at Mission Winners. You can say it's a green bar. It's a good bar. Watch this. Look at the close on that bar. It closed below where it opened. It was met with selling pressure. So please, and again, that's what distinguishes us. Looking at the price and volume bars, combining the two together to make better investing decisions. There we go. So what's it need to do? It needs to definitely take out this downward sloping trend line and needs to do it on volume with cloud computing. Excuse me, electric automotives here, okay? Or autonomous electric vehicles. Let's be more sophisticated. What's it need to do? Go across these tops right here. Just simple. I'll draw the line for you. By the way, you don't need to do anything fancy here, all right? Just connect some data points. Now, if it does that, what do we need to see? Volume on it. Look at the weekly. You can say, oh, that's a red bar. Folks, I'll show you again. This is $1 million education for us. Look at how it closed. It closed right near the highs on a pickup in volume. They supported it there. That's nice. Let's move on to the next one. So again, autonomous vehicles. This one was a waterfall last year. Look at that. Energy going sideways. It's chopping here. I'll make this a little bigger so it cleans that up. There's really nothing here on any of it with energy. Move on. IBD 50. All right. Let's tighten this weekly up a little bit. Weekly on the left, daily on the right. Pushes through the 10-week, pushing through the 50-day, which is basically the same line, okay, the same moving average, going sideways. This is a positive in this respect. I like to see that it pushed back through the 50-day. Volume was just okay. Would like a little bit more volume, but it did pick up, and that's nice. IBD 50, it's a proxy for the leading stocks. I'm not recommending buying, but just saying it's improving. Good. Dorsey Wright. This owns a lot of the max list stocks. All right. And it's doing really good. Hitting highs for the move. Nice to see. Okay. It's selling on this bar with volume, so it needs to come across these tops. But what does it tell us? What has it been telling us? Hey, the max list stocks ain't that bad. There you go. Gold miners. It's just, rallies up here. Really nothing special here, okay? Really nothing special. Junior gold miners, same situation. Nothing there. Gold, nothing there. I mean, folks, don't overthink it. I mean, this weekly, you know, it's below the moving. There's nothing going on. Runs up, gaps down. Leave it alone for right now. Maybe it'll straighten up by the end of the week, but for right now, there's better fish to fry. Cybersecurity had a great run last fall. We were involved with some of those. Now it's going sideways. Look at these tops right here. You can see it on the weekly and you can see it on the daily. What does it need to do? Watch this. With the joys of modern technology. There, needs to push through that top. Green bar. Look at where it closed on that bar. I'm going to show you a great tactic, folks. Just because it's a green bar doesn't mean it's a bad bar or a good bar. Okay? Take a look. It closed near the lows. We need strength. What strength do we need to see? It's really simple. Go across that simple line right there, those clean tops, with volume. Not a lot of volume on Friday. Very little conviction. Maybe it'll come in. All right? Cybersecurity. Biotechnology had a good run. COVID related. Pulls back. Loose. This is loose here. It's whipping around back and forth. All right? Needs to go across this line right about there with volume, possibly. Good weekly close. So just something to consider. Always be careful with a lot of individual biotechnology stocks too. They're great when they're working, and when they're not, you need medical care. So here we go. North American technology. Look at that. Picks up on heavier volume a week ago. Good close this week. What's it have right here? Watch this. I'll shrink this a little bit. Downward sloping trend line. But what does it need? It needs to push through that downward sloping trend line on heavy volume. This is the weekly. This is the daily. Continue onward. U.S. medicine. See that? U.S. medicine. It's grinding up nicely. Look at that. It's extended right now. Is there anything really great to do with it at this moment? Not really. Which leads to another point for everybody. Please don't chase price. All right. The spot to buy could have been possibly pushing through right here, through that line. Chasing price opens yourself up to bigger drawdown risk. Buy right, sit tight. That's simple. Home constructions had a good move. And it's hanging in there, just steadily grinding up. That's nice to see. Nothing really special with it at this moment, but it's a leading group. Home construction, which again, I will say this. If you watch the news or you listen to the news, the last year, it's like, oh, the world is ending. And I'm not diminishing COVID, okay? That's not my point. The point is this. Watch the stock charts. Watch the charts. Oh, gosh, COVID, nobody's buying anything. I mean, who would buy a house? Well, home builders. They're building them and they're selling them. I'll rest in the charts. S&P 500 growth. Nice. Look at that. Growth. That's good to see. Looks good. And it has looked good. Small cap. Basing. Maybe it'll go across these tops right here on the weekly. Notice the weekly volume here. And here's the daily. Push through these tops. One slight negative. It's kind of loose. Kind of loose in here. You'd like it to tighten up a little bit. All right. What does a loose chart indicate? If you think about it, if you're really pragmatic, high investor emotions. High investor emotions make it more difficult for trends to develop. Just something to consider. On down the line. Here we go. Jets. Global. Grinding on up, but loose. See how loose this is? This will chew you up. So be careful. The next one, regional banking. Going sideways. Look at these nice tight shelves here. Look at the weekly close. On volume. Here's the daily. Look at the volume. People talk with their mouths and vote with their pocketbooks. Look at that. It's hanging in there. Regional banks. That's good. If everything's really falling apart, regional banks won't be doing so well. But they are. Mid-cap. Steadily grinding on up. Look at that. Isn't that nice? Weekly and daily. Now, here it is today. Well, as of Friday's close. It's a little bit extended. There's no edge in buying up here. Okay? Just share that with you. So, but what does it tell us? And what has it told us? Mid-cap's not a bad place to be. And it hasn't been. All through November. Look, there we go. That's what we do. Oil services, contrast. Oh, that's nice going up. Oh, this ain't so good. What does that tell us in 1 second? I think I'm going to stay away from oil services. Done. Move on. There you go. Don't overthink it. Okay? Can't stress that enough. We have a limited amount of time. Let's use it to the best of our abilities. Software, hanging in here. Had got hit, smacked pretty hard here. Okay, right? Possibly a low-level cup handle base right in here that'll push through. What will it need? It will need real volume through those tops. The trend is still up on software. There we go. NASDAQ 100. Look at this high-level cup with handle. On the weekly, high-level cup with handle on the daily. NASDAQ 100. If everything's so bad, this wouldn't be doing so bad. And what does it own a lot of? Oh, gee whiz. Yeah, what is it? Oh, yeah, the max list stocks. I'm so surprised. Golly. Yeah, and we own some. Okay, here we go. QQQ, same thing. Hangs in fine. Good. Take out these tops right here around 342 with volume. Continuation. Sky, cloud computing. What do you have here, folks? Watch this. We'll draw it again. You have a low-level cup with a handle. But what will it need? It will need volume. See this bar right here? I'm going to show you something. This is what we do at Mission Winners. We go dig deeper with this. That's a good bar. You can say that's a bad red bar. Folks, look at how it closed. It closed in the top 10th of its range right here on the weekly on a pickup in volume. That tells us this has potential, if it pushes through these tops, to possibly go. But wait for it. Okay? We're almost done. Silver, it's just chopping around. There's really nothing great with it, okay? Steel, look at that. Look at that move. The economy is awful. Everything's falling apart. Oh, really? Takes steel to build things. Okay, there you go. Oh, is there an entry on it at this point in time? No, but it's had a nice move. Again, watch the charts, not the news. SMH, high-level cup with handle right here. You could say, oh, that's a bad red bar. Folks, it closed in the top third of its weekly range. That's good. What's it need to do? Take out these tops right here. Go across. See that line? There you go. Till that happens, sit tight. Could bounce off the 50-day. Okay, let's move on. Spiders, doing fine. S&P 500, great. Don't argue with it. SSO, the leveraged one, love the leveraged one, doing fine. Everything's okay. Solar, there's really nothing happening here at this point in time. Good volume needs to start showing some life through there, which would also be pushing through the 50-day. That'd be good. Nothing really special in that. Small cap, fine. Aerospace, go back to this. I mean, fine. It looks good. There's nothing wrong with it. Pushes through these tops here around 96 on volume. Possible bounce. It is a little loose, though. Notice this. This is loose. Be careful with wide and loose chart patterns. Aerospace and defense, hanging in there. It's fine. A little choppy, but what's the trend? The trend is steady. It's going up. What does that tell us? Not necessarily that you have to buy this ETF, but that you can look at some aerospace and defense stocks. There you go. Isn't that neat? I love this. Systematized. Biotechnology, chop it around. Fallen 50-day. Nothing great. Leave it alone. Home builders. Another home builder. Look at that. Isn't that nice? Look at that move. That is what I call festive. Construction. How do you build things? You need materials. Look at that. Look at this. All the way back in April. COVID, 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 COVID. Everything's bad. The economy is going to go apart. Nope, there's nothing happening. Yep, and this has just made a nice move. That's why we look at the charts. Communications. Nice steady trend. Look at that. And we're going to do this every week, by the way, okay? This is what we do. Going sideways. Fine. Energy, lagging a little bit, okay? Below the 50-day, lagging. Financials, hanging in there. Nice steady trend, good. Industrials, nice steady trend, fine. Technology, look at that. Took off, high level handle right here. See that? Technology, that's good to see. Consumer staples, the trend is up, that's good. Utilities is fine, a little slower. We're about done here, okay? Healthcare is doing fine. I mean, look at that. Look at that break, right? And it's just good. Okay, so consumer discretionary is hanging in there. Metals and mining, nice longer base up here. Good to see. Retail. Let me see, who buys stuff? Oh yeah, the consumer buys things. Oh boy, but everything's bad. Really? Well, I don't know about you, but this is near all-time highs. I guess they're buying. Software's lagging a little bit. It needs to start showing some life through about 167 plus. See that? I'll draw it for you. Was a real leader all through here, though, and we were involved with software. Here we go. There. But what's it going to need through those tops? It's going to need volume, but it doesn't look too bad, does it? No. And we go back to the top. So what does it tell us? There are many pockets of strength. Focus on those. There's also some pockets of weakness. Avoid them. There you go. That's simple. Systematize. It's what we do in Mission Winners. As I said, we got a limited amount of money. We got a limited amount of time. Let's use both of them wisely. Helps us make better decisions. Hope you're all having a great weekend. Let's get ready for Monday.
Thank you for watching the video. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit like. Maybe hit that subscribe button. We come up with new content nearly every day. Also, check out the videos on the right. YouTube recommends the one on the top, and the bottom one is something we thought you might enjoy. See you next time.